What's going on, everybody? It looks like Total Gym has released a new Total Gym called the Total Gym Evolve, and I'm going to get into some first impressions, very informal video here, talking about what I think about this. This was brought to my attention, it's the morning as I'm recording this, yesterday actually, from a viewer who named Chris, so thank you, asked me if I saw this yet. Then shortly thereafter, within about an hour, another person emailed me asking if I was going to review this at some point. I don't know if I'll review it. Comment down below if you guys want me to check it out. I think we can see a lot just from the pictures, honestly, in my experience working with these machines. I knew something like this was coming, but believe it or not, and ironically, at 2 days or 3 days actually before this recording, I did reach out to Total Gym asking them if there's something new coming out or just to touch base with them. And even months prior to that, I touched base and didn't hear anything back from them, very minimal. And I get many questions about Total Gym and Total Gym related products and what do I know about them. And if those of you guys need some back context to this whole situation, I've used a Total Gym consistently from all our resistance training from 2020, 2023. Very versatile, functional, I think underrated machine. It definitely has limitations. It's a tool in the toolbox. You can get these things very cheap and affordable, sometimes pretty much free, barely used. And I think they're valuable in the home gym space. I'll just say that up front. But I know very little about the company, what kind of goes on. Believe it or not, all the companies I talk with, and I talk to a lot of them, many of which you had not even seen in a video, these guys probably give me the least amount of information. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. Nothing against them. It's just I don't know a whole lot. And you guys ask me a whole lot. I just can't really give you too many answers. So we'll just go off this video. Sorry for that long intro there. But this Total Gym Evolve is basically kind of a cross between their Total Gym Fit, which is kind of, I'd say, like their sweet spot sliding bench trainer right here. I've used this for a while, many years. And it's a kind of a cross between this and this Total Gym GTS, which is their commercial grade product. I've reviewed this. I picked this up used, actually traded something for it, how I got this thing. This thing's pretty pricey, but it's commercial grade. It's also for the rehabilitation or just fitness center type quality. And the big feature of this is that this bench can move horizontal, among other things. It's definitely a beefy, huge machine. It has other features like these handles and pull-up bars that actually adjust down. So very cool machine. And I think people saw this, and I kind of knew through grapevine this was going to be in quote-unquote, lack of a better word here, evolution, pun intended, of the Total Gym Fit, kind of where it's got this bench that goes horizontal. I'll first just touch on this because this is a question I get a lot of people ask. Well, how major is this little feature? Like anything, guys, any of these sliding bench trainers, I always say, if you get any of them, even if it's a dirt used one or 30 plus years old one, you get used to whatever you got. So this thing is definitely a cool feature. It's good to have. If you don't have it, you can do a lot of interesting things with it. Specifically, I like doing some things with laying on my back and doing these shoulder presses, laying vertical. However, I really wish that it had this feature because this really makes it, because if you're going to adjust this horizontal glide board or make the glide board horizontal, adjusting the cable tension is also a major feature. So I kind of hoped that when I heard they were going to do something like this, there'd be a little bit more just changes up here in this department. Now they have a video, and I'll just show it to you guys briefly. Let me mute this. It goes over just some glide board, or the glide board can be adjusted, I think in 4 different settings. I've kind of already watched this, so I'll give you a little bit of a preview. But so 2, 4, 6, and 8 levels, it looks like is with the levels you can actually adjust the glide board at. And you can see it here. So it pops up just like the other glide board. People will probably ask, actually, let me go back and show you something here. So notice right here, it still has the weight bar attachment option, but they moved it up a little bit. So it is not, used to be around down here. On the other models, they've actually moved it up, probably for some, strategic reasons there, but maybe most likely to accommodate the adjusting angle there. That's probably the most sense. Machine looks about the same kind of build quality as the Fit. It looked bigger in one of the pictures, but pretty much, about the same. A little beefier there with that column. If you look at these pictures here, I thought this picture made it look like this seems like a bigger machine. I think it's just the column is bigger, which probably gives it a little more stability. But here with this model, it looks like it's about the same size as the Fit. And you got the dimensions here. I checked this out a little bit before I hit record, that as far as unfolded, people always ask, how high can it go? This one goes about a ½ an inch higher, so 45 inches in height unfolded compared to the Fit, which was 44.5. And then in true Total Gym fashion, they like to almost do like a car trim model where everything's just a little bit better, or just you're paying for a little bit more bonus extra. So You can see the Fit is a 450 pound weight user capacity, and they have other models of the Fit. I won't go into that whole rant here, but their base metal Fit is 12 levels of resistance. This thing is 16 levels. The height is really not much of a difference though, and you get a 500 pound weight user capacity. And if you can look at like the XLS, which I'm surprised, honestly, they still make this thing. I won't go into that, but they have dropped this price, at least on their TotalGymDirect.com website, to a bit lower. That has 400 pounds of resistance, 6 levels of, 400 pound weight user capacity, and then 6 levels of resistance. So, you know, they're just kind of upping it up, the dimensions and just the weight limits a little bit higher. Glide board's about, I'd say, the same, you know, distance. It says new deluxe squat stand. Honestly, it looks exactly the same. I guess if they still want to count it new, relatively, maybe it might be new, but I didn't think they're going to change these dimensions down here because they still want to sell attachments. So they're going to try and probably definitely still offload some attachments or still keep producing attachments for these same configurations. I think the squat stand looks exactly the same. There's a little logo in the middle. I don't know if that's going to be there, but the squat stand looks pretty much the same. I don't know for sure. Then it says a 360 rotating device holder. You know, obviously device not included, but that looks like that. So you can put your slide deck on there, but it looks like this device can kind of go up and down. That might have been something they've been putting on newer like Fit models, but that's pretty much it. You know, there's some other stuff, the accessories that come with it, ab crunch, push-up bars. I have my love-hate relationship with those. They're not really made for heavy duty work because I've bent every single one I got, but same kind of stuff here. I don't mean to sound, I'm not disappointed. I mean, I think what I kind of just thought there'd be a little bit more. Other than the glide board, the other difference is the column's a little bit different, a little more substantial. And you guys know that I'd always take advantage of this little nook up here. I'd do pull-ups up there. I'd throw some attachments to do different pull-up kind of attachment type things so I could pull up higher up. And here I'm kind of running out of real estate. You're going to run out of real estate with kind of what to do up there. A lot of times I put a lot of pressure on the column. I wouldn't say to do that, but I'd put this thing through the ringer, as always, do stuff at your own risk, but I'd really rip this thing apart, really trying to pull pressure on the column, middle pulls, and all sorts of things, and that held up pretty good. I don't know if I'll really get a chance to do that as much here. You could, but it's just bigger. So all that being said, do I think it's worth the $25.99? I think if you got money to spend and you really want that added feature, you know, this is really the segue to this, to like compared to the GTS, but if you got that money to spend, this thing's probably the better option. I don't know. I mean, depending on how you want to look at it. But I assume this price is going to go down probably in some sort of QVC sale. And that's really what this thing kind of sits at. I think the Total Gym products in general, people ask me a lot of questions or just my own opinions about why are they doing this, not doing that. These things are really priced to move. Of course, like any company, these guys have margins. They want to sell. These things are really priced to move in volume. And that's why they're doing the business model they're doing. Why aren't we seeing more innovation out of some of this stuff? I'm sure also there's things like safety checks. I'm sure they want these things to be built a certain way, of course, for quality and just lasting a long time, which they do. But I really just I kind of wanted to see more out of this new model. I mean, it's nice they got this added glide board feature. I think that was kind of a long time coming, but I kind of wish there'd be something a little bit different and unique we're going to see out of this. Maybe even like a new attachment. That's kind of all I really have to say about it. I could go on a little more of a rant about this thing. If you guys want me to go a more detailed review about this, for sure, let me know. I can give you guys more details about it. You guys definitely share your thoughts and opinions, comments down below on the price, the features, what you guys are seeing here. If I missed out on anything you guys wanted to see covered, there's commented on, definitely, again, drop them down in the comment section. I will put a link for this down below in the description box if you guys do want to check it out. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.